We have some major updates on mixed martial arts, starting with the news, the main event fight at UFC Vegas 110, Steve Garcia versus David Onama's weigh-ins plus a photo shoot.
146 pounds for David Onama. $145.5, the official weight for Steve Garcia.
All right, you guys, good luck to both of them.
David Onama and Steve Garcia.
Up next, David Onama believes a UFC Vegas 110 main event win versus Steve Garcia would definitely put me in the top 10.
It's going to be on the feet for me. I don't know what his game plan is, but yeah, I think most of the time it'll be standing, and yeah. A win over Steve Garcia will put me in the top 10 division for sure. You know, getting a win over him would definitely climb me up. You know, especially for a main event against a tough opponent. You know, it'll definitely put me in the top 10.
Here we have Ronda Rousey going off on Khabib and disrespecting the whole of the MMA community.
And I think the only reason that why MMA fans have their lips so firmly planted at the base of Khabib's cock is because he retired before he reached his limit. And if he kept fighting until he reached his limit, everybody would be like, oh, Khabib ain't shit, he never was shit. And they're like that with everybody. Like, name one person.
I mean,
Brock ain't shit, he never was shit. Name one past champion that has the kind of respect that the current champions do. It's really sad because I think it encourages people to try and get out while they're peaking and taking all of that equity with them instead of passing it on to whoever's next to take up the mantle. I wanted to retire undefeated because I was so afraid of like, oh, everything that I've accomplished is going to be nothing if I ever lose. So I have to retire undefeated.
How long do I get to train? I was just talking to Joe on the walk over. How long for me to train to beat Ronda? That'll never happen.
He wouldn't know. He's not an expert. He's a fan with an audience.
That's interesting. Is that how you feel about you?
Never fought.
He fought Taekwondo, right?
Never fought. That's not fighting. It's not fighting.
Well, I'm going to exit this conversation. No,
I don't want you to get any bad DMs. We need to get out.
Chael Sonnen responds to Ronda Rousey saying, MMA fans are, what have you done for us lately?
The fan has to do that, or their career dies. Their involvement dies. Their involvement goes away when you go away. So it's not personal, and they don't really not like you, and they don't really cheer against you. The part that you had wrong is when you thought that they were with you and they loved you. That's the part you got wrong. They were never with you, and they never loved you, and there's nothing mean about that. It's called being a fan. And Ronda's a fan of things too. I don't know what those might be. Maybe it was a judo player and an amateur, and it was USA wrestling, but she's not still with them. She herself did the very thing that she's having a hard time accepting happened to her. The U.S. judo team would love to have Ronda come in. They would love if she went with them to the World Championships or the Olympic Games or just popped in and did a session at the Olympic Training Center. None of those things have happened. When she was done with that, she put that toy over here and picked up something else. World Wrestling Entertainment would love to have her at the events and out there doing media and at the training camps and bringing girls along, but none of those things happened. When she was done with that toy, she put that in the corner and doesn't play with it anymore, but had a hard time when it happened to her.
Herb Dean says a meeting will be held on November 4th to address eye pokes and fouls.
The thing with changing rules, there's always unintended consequences, but we have to try something. And so I think that people are ready to move on and try something with that. And there's going to be a meeting. There's been a lot of people have been talking already, and there's going to be a meeting where we kind of go over that a little bit. But yeah, there's definitely something that's going to happen. The thing with the eye pokes are difficult because they're happening in real time and you have to call it. And you always try to be in a good position, but you could be in, maybe if fighters move, you're moving around, they move, and then something could happen and you see someone grab their eye. You have to make a decision on the spot. If you make a decision and say it was an eye poke and you call it, give the guy a break, and it wasn't an eye poke, it was a fair blow, you just took the win from that guy. And those are really hard decisions to make, you know what I mean? Or if you think it wasn't a poke, now the guy has to fight through that situation. So we're going to talk about a bunch of different scenarios, and I don't know what's going to happen with it, but I know it's going to be discussed next week.
Oh, next week, early next week?
Yeah, early next week. I think there's a conversation happening on the 4th.
On Tuesday, I believe, right?
Yeah, Tuesday. And we can't read people's mind, you know what I mean? There's been fighters who I've refereed, and we're all different people in there. We're all doing different things. And there's some people who are like, hey, they're good people, and they're not doing fouls on purpose. And there's a lot of guys, and a lot of them who I've talked to after they've stopped fighting, they say, well, every groin kick that I ever did was intentional. And these are guys who have, once they've retired, they're giving me, oh yeah, that fight when you refereed me, that was intentional when that happened. You know what I mean? And so, yeah.
Alex Pereira reacts to Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane fight and the eye poke.
Vamos falar da luta desse fim de semana. Você acha que deu uma humanizada, pelo menos pra torcida, assim, no Tom Aspinall? Acho que deu uma... baixou um pouco o hype ali, não?
Ah, baixou, mas, tipo assim, não dá pra saber, né, cara, o que acontece, né? Só o cara ali mesmo. Não dá pra saber, não. A gente sabe que, pô, ele não tava indo tão bem na luta. Mas a gente já viu casos aí também de, pô, o cara não tá indo bem, pô, acontecer alguma penalidade assim, pô, o cara voltar melhor, sei lá. Não dá pra saber, entendeu? Pô, os caras mostrando, né, o comportamento dele, até depois, uns falando que ele tava fingindo. Pô, cara, mas sinceramente não dá pra falar.
Você viu aquele videozinho que o cara pega, ele dá umas piadinhas assim, aí ele...
Eu vi. Não dá pra entender assim, tipo, pegou um dedo mais fundo no outro, né, que ele não reclamou. No outro pegou por fora, né, mas a gente não sabe o impacto também que deu ali, entendeu? Cara, sinceramente, não dá pra falar. A gente já viu coisas muito, assim, pior e o cara voltar, né, mas visivelmente pior, né, mas só estando ali mesmo pra sentir, né.
Valter Walker says Tom Aspinall made the heavyweight division look bad by refusing to continue after the eye poke.
A lot going on in your division right now. Obviously, we had the main event of your card with Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane. What did you think about that, with that fight ending where Aspinall got poked and he couldn't continue? What was sort of your reaction to seeing that? Because I'm sure you saw the fight and what happened.
Bro, this make me a little bit upset because my division is our profession. Like, he make look like bad heavyweights, in our division, because like we are big guys, strong guys. And this guy poke you in the eye one time, they give you like 5 minutes to recover, and you pull out of the fight. It's like, he'll make us heavyweights look like bad,
Yeah.
And I think like we are like gladiators, bro, from the new era,
Yeah.
Bro, before the guys fight to the death, and now you don't need fight to the death. Have one guy there to save your life,
Right.
and you need to give your maximum. Like, I can tell, like, I broke my leg, and I feel something is wrong, but I keep to the finish. Like, I'll give you my best because I know I work for the UFC. I know if something go wrong, they're gonna pay the surgery, they're gonna pay the doctors, they're gonna take care of me,
Yeah.
Then I go to the finish. I don't scare the die inside the cage, But
Yeah.
this guy have poke in the eye and like pull out of the fight. Like, he make you look like bad the event, like the UFC 321. Everybody make look like bad because some guys don't take risk in the fight on the main card. Some guys don't try give the best. Some guy pull out of the fight. No, for me, it's good. I take one more bonus.
Valter Walker speaks on what happened to his toe in Russia.
No heavy base.
What happened to your toe?
My toe? This happened is very bad accident. This follow the video. I have a dog in Russia.
Your dog in Russia?
Yeah, he hit my foot, my toe.
He hit your toe?
Yeah, dog in Russia are crazy. Dog in Russia is dangerous, you know? I was walking. This time, I was in UFC. And I don't have a lot of money, you know? And don't have money for buy food for my dog. And one day, I was sleeping and hit my toe.
You're so stupid.
I'm not joking.
Stop, I believe you. I believe you.
I don't know why everybody laugh. This is very bad history.
Stop, it's not
It's
true.
big J respect. It's big J respect, bro. After this,
Wait,
I
but
have
how,
a...
did he eat just the middle part of your toe?
You see, he hit my toe. Look, this one here is hungry to see. He
Yeah, but
just...
how do you still have a toenail?
This is growing up, bro. You take some medicine in Russia, they grow up again.
so
Russia have good doctors. Is everything good? You know, I don't why she laugh. I will talk seriously. Nobody believe. I know, nobody believe.
Because
But it's true.
what did he just eat the middle of your toe and then you put the top back?
Listen, he hit my toe. Yeah, he hit my toe. I go to the hospital and they put back. This give me trauma, and because this, I wanna take everybody food for make the food the same mind. You know, like revenge for the life. It's like some revenge for the life, you know? My dog eat my food, now I eat everybody food in the US.
Here we have Steve Garcia expressing his frustration with the current state of the UFC featherweight division.
As far as fighting like up in the ranks, man, the featherweight division's kind of just put on hold, man, and it's driving me nuts. Everybody thinks they're getting the next title shot, you know, if you're from, you know, 6 below, and I'm like, bro, I was like, there can only be one person that faces Volk. I was like, you guys have to fight anyway, so why don't you just keep fighting, you know? But everybody thinks they're gonna get the next shot, and I'm like, that's just not how it works. But at the end of the day, I can only control what I can control, and that means that I just keep fighting, and that's how I make my money. That's how I provide for my family. And that's how I get, my name out there. That's how I get, noticed by guys like you. The Volk that we saw fight Diego Lopez is a beatable Volk. I think that's where they're kind of licking the chomps. You know what I mean? He don't look like the Volk of old. Not to me. In my head, I could go be Volk, next week. Unfortunately, I gotta earn my stripes to get there. I understand that. But everybody else is doing the same thing, and I'm another person in the herd that's trying to do exactly what everybody else is trying to do in the rankings. You know what I mean? We want to get to that top spot. Some people get it faster than others. Like my luck, bro, I gotta go through everybody, bro, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Like I think who was it? I think it was Max Holloway. Max Holloway almost became the champ before he was the champ. He beat 9 people in a row. His streak was crazy. He had to get all the way to the top, and I'm like, there was no question about it. That's why, like, in my head, he's the GOAT. You know what I mean? Like, it was Aldo. Aldo was the monster. He was the boogeyman. You know what I mean? But Max came in there and starched him twice. So there's no denying Max. So with Volk, I feel like, yeah, he's a little bit older, but that's not necessarily the big thing. The big thing is I feel like things hit a decline when he got knocked out by Makhachev. So maybe people are trying to jump on that. Maybe I don't know. But all I can do is control what I do, and I'm fighting Onama, so that's kind of irrelevant right at this point. So let's go beat that guy first.
Lastly, we have UFC fighters' costumes for Halloween this year.